Well, one of the biggest challenges was getting people to actually adopt the change. So change management was one of the biggest hurdles we had, and it's where we put a lot of effort in. And we continue to put a lot of effort in because as we go through on our change management journey, we learn more and more about what staff really need to embrace the change. And because our unified technology isn't just for our internal staff, it's for externals as well, we also have to keep in mind in our change management what the external users of the system are experiencing as well. So lots of challenges in that regard. Well, there's a number of strategies that we've done. So we have online training seminars, we have information sessions that are more, I would say, more traditional. We have built-in knowledge articles and help supports in the system as well. So we're operating off of the ServiceNow platform, and there's some inherent functionality to the ServiceNow that we're using already and we're exploring to add as we go forward. So we're not doing one or two approaches, we're doing everything that works, and things that we've discovered, like kind of more passive strategies to engage people. We've found that those are less effective, and we're really shifting our efforts to make sure things are more effective. And one of the things that we've discovered is getting change champions engaged in your change really helps spread the accountability out, and encouraging change champions to breed more change champions has really helped us internally and externally, actually has really helped us achieve that, overcome some of those challenges. So I think the transparency that the technology that we've adopted has really helped change the narrative, because government in our sector, the environmental sector, was you would submit information to us and it would essentially go into a black box. We've used the technology to shine a light on that black box and help improve the level of transparency, so people know who they're dealing with in the system. They know where in the system that they are. And we're starting to now see, as people have used the technology and are more comfortable with it, we're starting to see, better adoption and better success. Although I think we're still relatively young in our transformation, but we've established a foundation, and we're starting to see some improvements in that regard, with more to come. The reality that we're in right now is technology is evolving faster than it has in our past, and it's reflected in the fact that our government systems are now like 30 plus years old that we're transitioning off of and onto. So things like AI are things we need to anticipate and plan for. So making sure we have future-looking data management strategies is something that we're doing. We have dedicated continuous improvement resources, and we're using the agile methodology in combination so that we can continue to improve the service we're providing and adapt to emerging trends. And I think we've started to see how we can take advantage of improved data and more kind of detailed accounting of our regulatory processes, so we can take advantage of those dedicated resources we have to improving over time, because I think we're going to need to be improving all the time. So I think because we're a regulator of the environment, we have to be coordinated with everybody who's involved. So we have other ministries involved, as well as other jurisdictions. So the Alberta Energy Regulator and us both operate off of the same data set, both contribute to the same data set. So we've identified that and are working closely together to make sure that we are contributing data to that common platform and can share data readily, so that the decisions we make and the decisions they make on the same landscape can be aligned and integrated. So, and those all feed into the more strategic management plans and common environmental outcomes. So it's important for us to, continue this work and, look for opportunities to bring in other regulators that, when they're looking at modernizing their technology, so that if they're not completely integrated, we at least have those data conversations so that they can leverage our data, we can leverage their data, so that we have that whole view of the environment instead of everyone working in their silos. We're using a data management platform as the common repository. So that's where we have a team of people working on, all those data questions. And, our system that I'm actively working on feeds data into that. And we're working with the other regulators, other jurisdictions, so that they send their data that we need to access in that common space to that data management platform. And they're doing things like taking that data and making it trusted data, and then also looking at making sure it's being made available in a way that meets all those security and privacy stuff, requirements. So we built the system to be able to pull out key performance indicators readily. So we collect everything through structured data as much as possible, and especially to inform our key performance indicators. So we can do things now like evaluate how consistent our applications are, in addition to the traditional how long does it take questions. We can also send data to a data management platform to be consumed by downstream systems, or even use tools like Power BI to do more thorough assessments of our key performance indicators than we could before. So do I have an example of success? Well, I did some analysis for our use of conditions to do some continuous improvement and evaluation of how our system's performing currently. That was something we couldn't do before. So it prompted work that was not necessarily technology focused, but also it answered the question, are we being effective as regulators? So that's exciting first step. And there's a lot more things that we're going to be able to do that we just can't do right now. It's funny, there's only been a couple of speakers, but each one brings something new and helps us reflect on the journey we've been on. So, there was some conversations about data security, and one of the things that struck me about that was, making sure people are informed and understand, what data is. And I've had some chats with people about AI and how it's being thought of, and just having a forum for people to think and to reflect on the projects that they're working on or contemplating. It's a really good place to kind of get your head up above the water and above the noise, to take a look around to see what is going on and if there's opportunities on what other people are doing to bring into your system. And the reality is technology is evolving, and we need to exchange ideas, exchange thoughts, so that we can be our best.